What's up, guys? It's Blink, and today we're going to be walking through the 2020 Polaris General 1000 EPS Deluxe. Alright guys, so this is my Polaris General. It is a cross between a sport and a utility, and I gotta tell you, I am very impressed with it and its performance, and everybody who runs with me is really impressed with the performance. I've got a neighbor who's got a Can-Am turbo, and I've got another neighbor with a Polaris Razor turbo, and I'm gonna tell you, on the trails they have trouble keeping up with me. It just seems like this thing sticks in the trail way tighter than those. I don't know if it's them driving or what it is, but they have trouble keeping up with me in this machine. Now if we were to stand them up side by side, obviously they would win in a race. But as far as going out in the trails and in the mud and everything, I mean, you will not be disappointed if you get this machine. If you're between a utility and a sport, this is your perfect option. And it's a 4-seater, so if you have a family, you can very easily fit everybody. I'm a 250-pound, 6'2" guy, and I'll tell you right now, I have plenty of room back here, as you can see. I mean, I get in and I fit pretty good. I mean, my knees are up against it, but I can comfortably separate right here, and really not bad. And you gotta look towards the front from back here, and take a look at it. Pretty nice on the inside. It's got like the full door panels on the inside. It's really nice. The seats come out super easy, so when you're done and you want to clean up, I mean, this thing's like, put your hand right here, you pop up, you pull that whole seat out. I mean, look at that. Literally pull the seat out in 2 seconds, one-handed. And I'll put that sucker back in really quick. Goes in just as easy. You can hear it snap in. Bada bing, bada boom. Comes stock with a winch, really nice, love that. It is a metal winch, so if you like the synthetic rope, probably a little better in the mud because it doesn't get all, you know, dirty like the metal does. I'll go ahead and explain to you guys what happened right here. Probably within the first 3 hours of actual trail riding, the first week that I owned this, I did flip it with my father-in-law in it, and it took it like a beast, but it does have some pretty extensive scratching to the paint, through the plastic. Took a good hit here, and the door wouldn't shut right, so I had to bend that, and I'm probably gonna have to bend it a little more, honestly. Not a big deal. The roll cage took it really well. A couple stress points in the weld, but I don't think it really really damaged any integrity with the roll cage. I probably flipped it at about 25-30 miles an hour, and did a little rust there, a little bit. You could see where the stress is since it hit the passenger side. Obviously pushed it this way, and you could see the stress on the welds there. But 100 horsepower stock, killer. 27-inch tires, you wouldn't think you can get through the mud. This thing gets through the mud, and I've sunk it, and we're going to take this thing trail riding pretty crazy rides before I do any of these modifications I'm going to do. I want you guys to get a good idea of what you're going to get out of this machine stock and with the attachments on it and all the modifications we're going to do. So I'll start off by talking about these portals, and I just got these in the mail. 4-inch portal gear lift, and I only went with 4 inches because I got a 10-inch lift kit coming, and that comes with new axles, Rhino 2.0 axles, and it comes with new A-arms, obviously, all that stuff. It's actually, the lift kit's going to widen stance almost a foot. And then if you know anything about portals, these portals will probably add 8 to 10 inches of width on it as well. So if you can look at this and picture it almost, I don't know, 18, 20 inches wider, it's going to be pretty stout. and it'll be about 14 inches higher as well, and it's going to be insane. That's just with the lift. Let's talk about the tires, since I just got the tires in too. 35-inch BKT 171. I went with the BKTs. I love the deep tread. I mean, this tread is like hell. It's got to be over 2 inches with the 35s. And I put the Fuel Maverick wheels on it. Got the red inlay on the black to match the machine. I think they look really nice, and they match my truck, so I like that even more. And as you can see, I like black and red, kind of my style. There's my quick little look at my bike. Ooh, that ghost paint stuff looks nice. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is about the UTV. So let's get one of these tires. Oh, heavy bitch. Let's get one of these tires up next to the machine, give you guys a look at what it's gonna look like. All right, guys, that is the BKT up against the stock tires. And just a look at the difference, you're looking at about 10 inches of difference in tire size on top of that 14 inches of lift. So really, hell, we're probably talking half of the tire size. So really it's gonna sit about roughly 20 inches taller, as well as 20 inches wider. You can see that's gonna look so cool with that paint. And this thing's going to be an absolute monster. It already gets through anything I really put it through. I mean, I'm not doing bounty holes, but you know, this thing creeps, so I can imagine it'll probably go through a small pond after I get these on. And I went with the 9.5 wide. I thought the 8.5 was a little bit too thin. I wanted to get a little bit wider of a tire. This was the widest they offered, the 9.5s. This is the one that I went with, so real excited about getting these put on. All right, guys, so this is a couple of the boxes that the Super ATV lift came with. The gears, oh sorry, the portals. So on top of the portals, looks like you get, oh yeah, I get a whole new rotor here. So I imagine, yeah, that's where it goes on. Probably put your nut on the end of that. Tighten her down, see what else looks like. Probably brake lines, I'm guessing, but those probably won't work because I got a 10-inch lift coming too, so I'll probably have to use the brake lines off the 10-inch lift. Got some, that's the, yep, that's for the hubs, looks like. And that's for the calipers, I believe. Looks like, yep, brake pads. So the kit, I didn't know the kit came with all this, which is pretty cool. Comes with everything you need, which is nice because it's not cheap. This kit right here was $3,100 to give you an idea of what you're looking at just for some portals. Now, I was gonna go with the 6-inch portals with a 45% gear reduction, but I'm not going up to 40s. I don't plan on going up to 40s. I'm happy with 35s. I'd like to maintain some of that factory ride. Not gonna have much of a factory ride, but more like some more of that factory top speed. And I think I'll be able to keep a higher top speed, 30% gear reduction, 35-inch tires. Definitely gonna be able to crawl through some mud, have plenty of torque. If I don't think it has enough power, I'll slap a turbo on it. But this is where we're at now. I'll give you guys just a brief look at the, this is just a quick look at the directions. I mean, I looked at them the other day. Looks pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, rotors, gear lift, you know, right here's a gasket, a cap, and then there's the nut. So really, that's what they're showing you here. Obviously, you got, yep, the spindles, the carriers, all that stuff. So shows you everything you should have in your kit. Probably should check all that, make sure it came with everything it says. And you can see, I mean, this is a small, ain't rocket science, guys. I mean, if you're slightly mechanically inclined, I think anybody can, you know, put this together. It might take you longer than somebody who's very skilled, but hell, what's the fun? Definitely like to tinker, and we're gonna put this on, and I'm gonna make a video putting this on and the lift kit on, give you guys an idea of what you'll be up against. And that's obviously the carrier for I think this is what actually holds the gear lift to your upper and lower control arm. I'm not sure, but I mean, it probably has to be. All right, well, that's just a brief look at the directions and the stuff that comes with this kit, what you could expect for your $3,100. I think it's gonna be awesome on this. I was gonna just put a 10-inch lift, got scared that the 10-inch lift wasn't gonna quite be enough alone with those 35-inch tires, because it's gonna put a lot of wear and tear on the machine. So I went with the Portals 2, get a little more lift, spend a little more money, and hopefully protect the machine and get a lot of hours and enjoyment out of it. So you guys know I'm gonna cut this video short. I'll put a couple clips of me off-road in the vehicle today, but look forward tomorrow. I'm gonna make a video of us off-roading, and we actually have a hurricane coming Monday, so I might do a hurricane off-road video and take this thing in some swamps and on some trails during the hurricane. Would be pretty rad, and might be an entertaining video to watch, so stay tuned, guys. Before I go ripping, I like to make sure there's nobody really out here. You can see this thing gets up, man. All right, guys, I'm sorry to keep the trail riding short and sweet today, but I got things that I have to do and I don't have time to clean this machine up. But tomorrow I got buddies coming over and we are gonna do a real extensive trail ride. We'll put it through sand, we'll put it through trails. I'll go ahead and I'll run it fast. I'll run it through some serious mud, might hit a couple jumps and show you what this thing can do with the jumps. It doesn't perform as well as the side-by-side that isn't a 4-seater. The 2-seaters definitely jump better, but you can jump this machine and it takes it pretty well. Today's video was more or less to give you guys an introduction to the vehicle and the mods that I plan on putting on it here in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I'm being held up because of the coronavirus on the 10-inch lift. I got it custom powder coated to match my vehicle. So that's not coming in until August the 19th. And on the 19th, I'll probably wait until the weekend and then we're gonna put this whole lift on and I will give you step-by-step instructions per the instructions that are given to me on how we're going to install this lift kit and what it takes to do it, the tools that it takes to do it, and I will tell you honestly how long it takes us to do it. It's going to be me and my buddy. He's a mechanic. I'm mechanically inclined, so it should go fairly well. We will see. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Look forward to us doing this off-roading tomorrow. And even more so, if we get hit by this hurricane, we're gonna do some serious off-roading during the hurricane. I've already talked to a couple buddies who are definitely gonna be willing to do that with me. So stay tuned and we have a lot more content to come. Thanks, guys.